Okay, Raycardo, what's going on? What's going on?
I just wanted a little bit of personal advice on the situation.
Okay, yeah, cool. Come on, all right, come on in. Okay,
I got striked 15 times today.
15 times. All right.
15 times?
Fuck
Well,
yeah.
let's not talk about that. Let's not. No, we're not gonna. Ray, we're not gonna do this. If you got struck by a high commanding member or committee member, we're not gonna.
I'm
go
not making a
around-
complaint. I just needed advice.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, you know how
I'm
Bass
not
always
making a formal
assumes, Raycardo. Sorry about that.
Well, that's
So
because when
I-
people come in here and say I got punished, right?
No,
It
I
comes
just
off like
wanted.
they're complaining about why they got punished. That's all.
No, I just wanted your advice to see if I should follow what was said, or I need clarification on something. I'm not gonna make formal. I'm
Why'd
not
you
gonna
get
make a formal
strike
complaint.
15 times though?
No, 15
He
points.
got
15
15
points.
points,
Oh.
not 15 times.
Oh.
That would be a bit excessive.
Bass, you
don't
want me to lead
think?
this one?
Go ahead, Clarkson. Yes, I would love to.
So Command is already aware of your situation, Raycardo. We actually talked about it. It's still up in the air on what we discussed, right? I would say, Bass, because there's split decisions. Personally, I don't think you did anything wrong, and I think you made the right call. But you know, I don't know. I personally don't. Bass, I want to hear Bass' take, but personally, I don't think you should just rabbit hole down your SOPs. Every situation is different. You gotta expand your different situations, right? Like, I don't know, Bass. Let me hear your take, Bass. Actually,
So context does matter. Clarkson's right. Nothing's black and white when it comes to policing. So not every single, officer being held up is going to turn into an officer. That person getting shot. It just depends. As far as what happened.
Would you like the
So-
context?
Yeah. I mean, fill me in.
All right. So a police pursuit began with an individual after 37 Alpha. It was this blue-colored Mercedes Black Series got involved with a chase, pitted officers off of a bridge, etc. It was really aggressive.
bro, Bass is a dumbass.
So we, in turn, after losing the prime 37 Alpha vehicle, chased the Black Series across the city, where it crashed out, and the primary suspect that got out of the vehicle kept his hands up. This guy was identified to be J. Hobbs later on. An individual that was a suspect in a stolen CVPI in a police outfit that was identified to be Forehead came up to him and placed him in cuffs, placed J. Hobbs in cuffs. They were doing a little bit of a bit. I don't know what was going on. Officers came up to him, tased him, tried to place him in cuffs, but Forehead was able to successfully place J. Hobbs, who was cuffed now, into the police cruiser. And at this point, I was securing the vehicle on scene, helping secure the Black Series, so I was a little bit late. But they apparently escorted him all the way back to MRPD and transported him into the cells where Forehead escorted J. Hobbs directly into the cells himself. So at this point, there was like 4 or 5 officers with Forehead and J. Hobbs, who was now in the cells, and Forehead was processing him. At this point, we came to the cells. I think it was me and Brick came late. And Forehead pulled a gun out and aimed at the 4 officers that were closest to him and took them all hostage.
Is that Metro PD?
Right in the MRPD cells, yes.
Yeah. So that matters a lot. Yeah, I would probably open fire on us because he did it at a police station.
Yes, I understand. So here's more context. 4 individuals now, officers that are at gunpoint. Forehead has a gun. J. Hobbs is in the cells with nothing. Forehead says, in release for Jay, I will give myself up, but I want Jay to walk completely free. I was in that scene. We had like 30 cops now at the scene. We had essentially every single corner locked down. I said, I would rather not let the individual that's like an accomplice to kidnapping of officers be let free. So I negotiated for their free passage to a vehicle only if, and we wouldn't open fire, only if they would both surrender their guns to officers. So they did. We were able to successfully get both weapons from them, and they get free passage to a vehicle that we placed at the back of Mission Row PD with multiple officers on every single side, about 30 officers. as I said
Bass is
before.
stupid because Bass already knows what the fuck is
That
going
they
on.
were instantly spiked.
Ricardo's
So we
just
had all
talking
the
for no
guns.
reason right
They
now.
were no threat to officers at this point. They instantly drove for about, 2 seconds, spiked, pitted into a wall, surrounded. Other suspects, about 4 other suspects got involved at this point. All eventually had, we found out, they had violent felony warrants, etc., weapons, everything. So if we did open fire, they probably opened fire as well. But we ended up apprehending every single one of those suspects as well. 5 of them were placed under arrest. And one of the individuals, J. Hobbs, which already had everything illegal taken off of him, had a warrant placed for him after physical identification. He was
Trying to
refused
RP unlock it himself.
He did almost nothing wrong.
I get that,
So
but
5
I guess the
suspects were
question is
gone,
if we
including
talk
violent
about it in high
felonies,
command
warrants,
chat.
everything. And when I
Oh
went to
no,
the
I'm
office
stupid as fuck. We talked
to,
about it in
have
high
a
command
conversation
chat.
with the HQ at the
OOC.
point,
So there's
they
two
said
high
you took
command
time
chats. There's
for
an IC and
decision not
OOC.
to
We
open fire
it was
on
talked about in the OOC
Yeah,
chat.
it's
That's my bad.
where you should
Whatever.
talk to the highest
Gives a
on
fuck.
duty before making that call. If it happens at a place like Commissioner of PD, right? Maybe consult, hire ranking officer, and see how they feel about it. And if they give you the go ahead, then you run with it, right? So it just really depends on what's going on in perspective. I can't sit here and say what is right and wrong because the high commanding member is not present, and I don't want to undermine somebody's judgment call in front of other officers right now. So I see what you're trying to say here, and I see what you're trying to kind of explain because you're trying to get clarification. When is it okay to open fire, and was it not, right? But I can't sit here and tell you what is black and white because
It is a
just-
gray area. I'm not gonna lie because
It is.
every situation is different, man. And
if
you
it makes it any better, Angel was right next to me in the cells when I was given the instruction.
was it your scene?
I took it over late. As I said, I entered and the individuals were going to be at gunpoint.
Whose scene was it originally?
Yeah, who were the officers that walked him down into the cells while he
The
had
walking-
it seemed like there was
I think he was one of them.
Oh, of course, Josh Kane,
Okay,
interested in
then,
SASP,
bro.
huh?
So I'm gonna be real with you.
Sure.
If I can speak, Cade, how you gonna put Raycardo in that position to have to like clean up a mess that you essentially created by walking?
Okay, so
Well, hold on. Okay, who was leading? Who was leading the whole thing? Who was the primary officer? That was the first.
Okay. So I think at the beginning it was. I think Ray at first, like at the start of the
For the
37.
37 alpha, yes.
Yeah. And
But
then obviously,
then-
like Ray said, you know, what I'm saying he had to do
The vehicle.
stuff. Yep.
Yep.
And then we was chasing, you know, Forehead in the CVPI, and then he was not screaming, but he was yelling, saying, "I'm gonna drive him to MRPD." So it was like me and I don't want to. I don't want to throw a name on it, but it was myself and other officers that were there that drove him to the MRPD, where he hopped out the front, you know, took him in, and then while we was there, we was negotiating. Obviously, Forehead was writing up charges and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He pulled out the MDW, whatever. He was. We thought he was an officer at the time, and then he obviously,
Wait,
you know.
I'm sorry. You said Forehead, then you thought he was an officer.
Yeah, because he had an outfit on. He had like he had a police outfit on.
All right.
And then whilst I was there looking at the MDW, he pulled a gun out and then aimed it at myself, Spartan, Jaden Bain, and Oxlong, and we was then held up at gunpoint. So obviously, I can't at that point. That's when I'm, you know, hostage, I guess.
Sound like a fucking mess.
Yeah.
But the
got
biggest
thrown
thing,
on, right?
Raycardo, honestly, is just making sure that whoever's highest in scene, talk to them and just communicate with them and figure out exactly what's the game plan. That way, you're both on the same page. So if something happens, there's no surprise Pikachu, right?
I understand. And I was given 1 minute to explain myself in the office, and that was strike 15 strike points.
It's gonna happen. Take it on the chin, learn from it, and then if an issue that is bigger than that, we can obviously talk about it in other channels that are more appropriate than just right here. So.
Understood. Yeah, it's just a bummer, but
Can I
I'll
say
try to
something,
learn from
Bess?
it.
Yeah, what's up?
Can I say something in relation to this to Ray?
Sure, yeah, fire away. I mean, this is the time, right?
One thing you got to keep in mind, Ray, is that there's going to be times where you don't agree with punishments that are given, which this seems like one of those times, and that's completely okay to do that. But it sounds like you're already taking it on the chin, like Bass said, and that's fantastic. I think the biggest thing to keep in mind is that did they hold somebody up in a PD? Yes. Should you have shot him? In my opinion, more than likely. But did you see a way that you could get them out with, like, while de-escalating? You also did that, so it's kind of like I think you did pretty well with downgrading and upgrading as you needed to do it. But again, it's going to be up to the person that's there at the time. I think, like, I know you well enough with how you did an LSPD before and DPD and stuff like that, that you like, you're not always going to get striked for things like this. And I know it feels really demoralizing, but the best way is to, I don't know what that means. The Is that for me or Bass?
What?
Is that note on the table for me or Bass? The one right in front of me with the fingerprints.
What is this?
I don't even see a note.
There's a piece of paper with fingerprints on it right in front of him. You don't see that?
Oh.
What does it say?
Oh, I see that. It
What
says,
note?
I think I can translate. These guys are benchwood.
What does
The
that
hell's
mean?
that?
It is.
What the
I'm not
fuck
sure.
is that?
I'm not sure.
Nice, Cade. Nice.
Nice.
Why are you saying Cade for? AJ?
But in all seriousness, dude, I don't think you should beat yourself up over it.
I wouldn't
Sounds-
know. Yeah.
It sounds like you're kind of like harping on yourself a little bit more than you need to do it. And you should really focus on just like Bassett, just like learning in the future and like learning from your mistakes. Don't feel like this is the end of the
I'm gonna be
world.
real.
That's
You
gonna
ain't
bring
do
you
nothing
through
wrong,
anything.
bro.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say that because, like I said, at the
Yeah,
end
but
of the day,
he's my equal. You ain't do
depends.
nothing wrong, homie.
Everybody's gonna have
Clark
their own
sees the
opinions
story.
of everything. Yeah,
Clark sees
everybody's
the
gonna have
story.
their own opinions of everything, but as long as you learn from it, don't beat yourself up over it, dude. I've made similar mistakes. Everybody does it. It's just up to you to just keep learning. You're perfectly fine.
I'll give you the other side of it. Like, don't let them gaslight you to thinking you did something wrong. It was your scene, your call. You called it how you wanted it. You thought that was the best decision to be made.
It wasn't even a scene. He came in late, though. That's the thing. There's
That's
a
what-
breakdown of
that's what I'm
communication
at.
between the person that was primary on the scene and him. If they would have worked together, I think.
Oh, the person that was
Sorry,
covering the
I'll-
scene was he's
It's like
kidnapped.
me, Oxlong, and everyone like we was all held up. So it's kind of like
So
someone had to
nobody
say,
had
you
the
were
scene.
looking to be a trooper, Cade? What's
How am I? What am I meant to do by getting held up? You want to know something, Bison? You know, in the last
fucking
3
fart on
days,
his face and shoot him in the face
Listen,
afterwards.
listen,
Yeah,
in the
what?
last 4 days,
Wait,
I've
well,
been
hang on.
held hostage and kidnapped 6 times.
Yo, that's not very trooper. That's not very.
I'm
trooper-like,
getting
man.
targeted. What am I supposed to do when I'm getting targeted?
You shoot them before they take you hostage.
What?
Why don't you have
Also,
your gun on your lap at
by
all
the way,
times?
guys, I did say when you guys were transporting them to the cells that you guys should check them for guns before you let them into MRPD.
Yeah, why didn't you check him for? Hold on a minute. Why
Yeah,
didn't you
that's the
check him
next
for
thing.
guns?
Yeah.
I thought he was. I thought he was a cop.
Oh,
Wow.
you know the guy
You
that
said
held people up was a
forehead.
cop?
You said you just said you thought Forehead was a cop.
But he didn't look like Forehead.
Was
You
you
said his
wearing the
name was
UPD
Forehead
outfit?
before you even
What was you
said
wearing?
anything.
No, he was wearing like a.
Like,
he, was
kid.
wearing- he looked like a ranger.
Hey guys, who gives a fuck? All right, we're going
It
in
does
circles
matter
here.
a little bit. It does matter a little
Yeah,
bit.
big
But
facts.
yeah.
Conan's right.
At the end of the day, like Clarkson said, it's a whole lot of gray between a lot of black and white. So not every single switch is born equal, or it's going to be the same outcome, right? They're very unique, and you need to have the expertise and the knowledge when to pull that trigger, when to try to de-escalate, and try to preserve life, not take it, right? So it's always going to be a tough balance as a police officer, and some of the best police officers know how to balance it pretty well by understanding when is it I should be aggressive and when should I just pull back.
Yeah, that's why I had the idea of taking their weapons away. I mean, Angel helped with that idea too. It was a really good idea. We just grabbed the weapons. We were able to confiscate both weapons so they were no longer threats. So I was like, okay, at this point, I mean, we can easily just open fire and. kill
I'm
every
gonna be
single
honest
person
with
in
you,
that vehicle.
Bass. From what it sounds like the call he made extended the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Have you thought
You know?
about talking to Dark like after you both have cooled down? That
I
might
don't
be
know
a
if
good
I want
idea.
to do that.
I know it's like very. What's the good word I'm looking for?
He gave me 1 minute to speak and then said, "You're the type of officer I don't want to see.
Oh no,
You don't
No,
follow
it-
SOPs."
Ain't no
Oh my
boy, ain't no
Okay,
way,
okay,
boy.
no,
He
no,
said
no,
that
no,
shit
no,
to
no,
you.
We're not going down this rabbit. We're not
Oh,
going down this
boy.
rabbit hole,
Yo,
y'all.
Okay,
personally?
I'm
This
just-
is the shit. This is the shit you complain about. This is the shit you
Hey,
complain about, and then you
run it.
try to stir.
Oh, Bass,
can't
Bass,
be
please,
walking that
please.
double
You
line,
have
right?
Bison sitting in your fucking seat, and Bison's not even a command member, and having him talk for you. Let's not get started, please.
I did ask
What are you
permission.
talking about? You
I
just
did ask permission.
Okay, right.
didn't ask a question. I'm just saying I don't want to go down this fucking rabbit hole where we gossip and shit talk people behind their backs when not
I'm
present.
not.
Right? I just don't want to do that because that's gonna culture we need to get rid of in the PD.
Yeah, yeah.
It is
Okay, and
fucking
another
AIDS.
culture we need to get rid of the PD is soft fucking serving everything in this PD. Okay, just give it to them real hard. All right.
Give it to him hard.
Say it
Clark,
how
say
it's
it right
fucking
now.
real. If I say what I'm gonna say, it's gonna go against everything Dark is saying. But Bass is right. I'm not gonna
Right,
go
but
against.
There's a time and place
Exactly.
for that. I would go talk dark. Like, listen, man, why'd you do this? What's your philosophy behind this? Why was this behind, right? Then
would-
I'll go and
yeah.
talk to you afterwards, right? Out of respect for him.
I would try having a talk with Dark now that you guys have both cooled off and it's been a minute, like tomorrow or something. I know you don't want to, but I think that'd be the best course of action. And who knows, he might reverse the strikes.
Yeah, and at
I mean,
that,
honestly,
you got 60 pool of strikes. Like 15 is like nothing. It's literally nothing.
yeah.
It's more of
60, what?
It's
Yeah,
more,
60.
but it's more of
It's
him
60
getting
now?
like, it's more him
60.
getting sunned like that. You know what I'm saying, son?
60 to what? Be fired?
Suspended for 24 hours.
When did it change to that? That's not the.
Like,
I got to fix the
yo.
SOPs.
Also, if you
Okay, I gotta
you
add
get
that.
fired, Baz, you want to announce this one?
You gotta wait 30 days now, not 14.
Wait, so when you get fired, you can get rehired.
Oh yeah,
You
you
gotta wait
didn't know,
30
bro?
days.
Everybody was just getting fired and coming back like 2 weeks later, man.
Oh,
Cool.
I just thought you. I thought when you get fired, you get that's it. You're donezo. Finito.
Well, it depends how you fire, right? If I go out there and I just fucking, steal from the armory, sell those out in the back of my van, you're probably gonna get, denied list, not come back to the PD. But if I get fired on good standing because I'm inactive or, I'm not around, or maybe I made one mistake that is, redeemable, right?
So, yeah, TLDR, Raycardo, you just gotta, take it on the chin. Personally, actually, I think everybody in this room will agree that you ain't do shit, bruh. Hold the foot down, all right? And, we gonna hold you down, homie, all right? Don't,
Why'd
fuck,
you sound like?
fuck,
Why'd you sound like
fuck
Shane
Dark,
from
you know what I
Walking
mean?
Dead? Why'd you sound like
No,
Shane from
no.
Walking Dead?
Really out here.
No.
Fuck Dark, you know what I mean?
No.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna have to hold you up on that one.
Absolutely
You can't
not,
say,
it's not
can't say
happening.
fuck Dark. Can't do
No,
that.
no, no.
Don't do that, dog.
I'm
That's
just,
my commit.
oh, okay, Carter, don't fucking white knight, all right? Let's calm down, all right?
Hey, bro, I got
Fucking
you, bro.
white
I
knight
got you,
Andy
man.
over here.
I
You put on
got
your
you.
white cap.
I
Go
got
to
you,
the
bro.
locker room, put
I
on your
got
white
you,
cap.
bro.
Shut the fuck up when I'm talking, bitch.
Hey, do strikes last 30 days or 60 days, Bass?
30 days.
Okay, but you just said 60 days.
Oh, 60 days, 60 strike points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. Actually, no, I don't. Never mind.
I want to go out there and patrol you. Anything else you want to talk about before?
No,
What are you
that's-
eating?
That's what I just
Yes,
wanted to know.
I
I
talked to
do
you
appreciate you
about
guys
one small
leaving a
thing
lending
before
year.
you
I had some cornbread
Leaving our
and chili
Lundy
before
here,
I
what?
had-
I appreciate you guys leaving lending
Oh.
an ear.
Oh, leaving our Lundy. All right. Hell yeah.
If you
Fuck
have
yeah.
any questions or clarification, just find one of us, right?
You heard that, EJ?
What do you say?
He says, thank you for leaving our Lundy here.
Wait, is it my turn?
Yeah, you're
Yo,
good,
so you,
Shelby.
A lending ear.
Okay,
My
wait,
apologies.
did you
I'm
grab
a
your
bit
thing,
tired.
by the way, Conan?
Oh, yes, I did. Thank you so
Shelby,
much,
Shelby,
Shelby.
a trooper.
No.
Conan, so
Thanks, Conan,
yeah.
for that, by the way.
No.
Appreciate
No
you.
problem. Ricardo, hey,
So-
personally, Ricardo, you ain't do shit wrong, bro.
No, Shelby.
You know,
wait.
I'm
I
about
know.
you. I look, bro. Being a hostage, bro. You.
Fuck out.
Give me a
fucking
second. I
saved
gotta
my
go in my
life,
head for like 2 seconds.
And you mitigated everything, bro. You took their fucking guns, bro. They're no longer a threat. That's how I see it.
Yeah, no, but
Doc is LSPD, right?
yeah, he's one
Yeah,
of
brother,
the,
yeah, brother.
the leads of LSPD, so it's
He's
like,
as chief. He's as chief LSPD, brother.
No way.
Yeah, that's where you're going, right? LSPD, right, AJ?